Hey guys, and we're frozen. Give me 1 second. Camera froze for some reason. We'll be back in 2 seconds, guys. Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Friday, and that means tonight was Friday Night Smackdown. I'm going to say right now, as far as Smackdown does go, oh my God, do these 3-hour Smackdowns feel so god-dang long. Like, we were getting ready for that Tonga, excuse me, Tonga LA night match, and I'm like, oh, this ain't even the main event. This ain't even close to the main event. And it's just like, we still got another over an hour left in this show. And it's just like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I'm watching on Netflix with the no commercials, even though we do kind of get some commercials. I don't know if it's just, it's dragging. That's probably some of it. This show does feel, and it's felt like ever since it went 3 hours, it feels like it's dragging, and it feels like they're stretching things out and putting filler on these shows. And it's like, come on, what are we doing here? I can't wait till right after WrestleMania or something when we go back to 2 hours, because this ain't it. This ain't it. These 3-hour Smackdowns are, watching them live, oof. I'm going to say it right now. And it's like, it's weird because it's like we know they know how to do 3-hour shows, because those 3-hour Raws, yeah, sometimes they'll feel long, but it's not like they all felt long. All these 3-hour Smackdowns have felt long. But it's like sometimes those 3-hour Raws would feel long, sometimes those 3-hour Raws wouldn't feel long. It's the same production team, the same writing team, the same producers, so it's just like, I don't know, but by the time we ended Tonga and LA Knight, I'm like, oh, we still have Carmelo Hayes and Priest and Big Jim and KO. And it's just like, oh my God. God dang. So that's my one criticism, my one gripe, that these 3-hour Smackdowns feel long. Let me know what you guys think in the comments or the live chat. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of 2 different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get 1 free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and I greatly appreciate it if you did right here for Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, help us out over on YouTube. Go over there and help us out by hitting the subscribe button. That way you know when we post new videos. That way you know when we go live, and that way you know when we post to the community tab. Also, hit the join button to become a channel member. As a channel member, you get access to watch-alongs like we're going to do on Sunday. We're doing a Royal Rumble 1992 watch-along. So we'll be watching that one with you guys, doing it for Patreon and channel members. Also, as a channel member, you get emotes and emojis you can use in the live chat as well, and it just greatly supports the channel. Keeps all these dang lights on. We got one there, we got one there, we got one there, we got 2 there. Keeps all these lights on, keeps us going, and it is really appreciated to everyone that is subscribed, either as a channel member here on YouTube or over at patreon.com/PW Unlimited. Also, remember, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. Also, somebody asked me when on Sunday. Am I going to be doing the watch along for members and Patreon supporters? Probably, and I'm going to lock this down because I have some stuff I got to do family-wise on Sunday, but probably like 7 Central, so 8 Eastern. We'll watch the 92 Rumble together. So that should be really fun. That'll be up there for everybody, $5 tier and up. So can't wait. It'll be the first one we do, and the first one of many. We'll do one for Royal Rumble. We'll do one for Elimination Chamber. We'll do one going into WrestleMania. We'll just watch, like, I'll ask the community. Here's a little inside baseball. Not really that inside baseball, because if you guys follow us, you know I asked the community, what's your favorite this? What do you think is the best this? Then I'll take all that feedback, tabulate it up, and that's what we'll watch all together. So if you're subscribed, that is some of the extra content you will be getting. Plus, I will be giving my Royal Rumble graphics packages as well. You will get the files if you are a member, subscriber, whether that's on Patreon or over here on YouTube. So if you guys want to use the same graphics we use, we really appreciate it if you give credit if you do, but you get access to those files as well. Those will be up next week going into the Royal Rumble. Both of the Photoshop and the After Effects files. It's just my After Effects file right now. It's very messy. I got to clean it up before I give it to anybody. So with all of that, also remember you can help us out over on the Epic Game Store by buying something, whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys. Use our code PW Unlimited at checkout and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. We got all that new Godzilla and Kong stuff in Fortnite. So if you're getting in on any of that, use the code. Also, Epic Game Store has a new mobile app. So check that out as well. So if you're buying anything mobilely, I haven't checked it out yet. I don't know exactly what you could do through it, but there's a new Epic Game Store mobile app. It says, actually, let's check right now. It's available for iOS and Android. And are we getting like just mobile games? Oh, here we go. Okay, so they're giving away free games for free mobile games. Okay, that's what it is. So it's another mobile games store, it looks like. You can download your Fall Guys there. You can download your Fortnite there, but you can also get other games, and they're doing just like they do on PC. They're doing free games as well. That's really cool. Right now, for free games are Dungeons of the Endless Apogee, and then Balloons TD6, which Balloons TD6 I've played, really fun. The other one I've seen but haven't played. So support us there as well with the new Epic Games mobile launcher as well. But with all of that, Smackdown to talk about. They kicked off with Joe Tessitore. Joe Tessitore is live. We get shots of the outside of the building. We're in Austin, Texas. Hook 'em horns. Plays into something later in the show. And footage of Tonga and Jacob Fatu entering the building without any Solo Sikoa. LA Knight and Tiffany Stratton as well. Tessitore again is standing in the middle of the ring, and he introduces his interviewee, Cody Rhodes, the undisputed WWE champion. Cody comes out to a great reaction, and Tessitore starts asking him some questions. He mentions how Austin was at one point the hometown of Dusty Rhodes. Tessitore noted how Cody will have his title taken from him tomorrow. He'll have to hand over his most prized possession, so that way next week at the Rumble, he can get hung above the ring. I've never heard of this bullshit before. When did they ever say that for a ladder match, the titles have to be vacated a week before so we can get them hung? What? You just show up at the building, they lower the thing, they put the thing on the hook, and they raise it back up. You don't need it a whole week in advance. The shit? I don't know. Weird as hell. Anyways, he asked Cody how he feels about all of that and, build towards this big match and all of that stuff. And Cody said that Shawn Michaels knows something about ladder matches, which Shawn Michaels will be the moderator for the contract signing tomorrow at Saturday Night's Main Event, which don't forget, tomorrow, Saturday Night's Main Event, we will be reviewing that show. He reminds everyone that, of the main event of WrestleMania. You hold the title, he holds, and you feel great. And he wants to, once again, main event WrestleMania, so he has to come out of this as a champion. If you think about it, Cody don't have a chance to just go win the Rumble. No. Cody's either got to keep his belt or you ain't main eventing. Death Store asked Cody about Kevin Owens, and Cody threw the question to the crowd, which booed. Cody said that a lot of people have a lot of opinions of KO, and they should, because he will subvert everyone's expectations. Basically saying, me and Kevin are going to kill it in that match. Cody called Owens a once-in-a-generation superstar and said 10 times out of 10, Owens will always choose the easy way out. He said, because of this, Cody said, this is why the ladder match is the best way to go, because it will simply be about who can climb that ladder and leave Indianapolis, the WWE champion. It is not about who can make the other submit, who can knock the other out enough to pin him. It's all about your ability to get up there and grab the belt yourself. Kessler said that he wasn't sure if Owens could remain calm that Saturday night's main event and the contract signing tomorrow, and asked Cody, you have any final messages and final words before, well, you meet Kevin Owens tomorrow and next week. Cody said he might appear to be the good guy, but he was the one who defeated the greatest champion of this era, Roman Reigns. And he was always a student of Randy Orton. Therefore, he was and is as mean as people can be. Cody said, simply put, he had only one thing to say to Owens, quote, good luck. Cody's music hit, and it ended the segment. Nice little interview segment here to open up the show. I liked it. I thought it was good. We got Joe Tessitore in the ring doing the back and forth with Cody and stuff, so different. We've seen it with Michael Cole a couple of times, and I like these. I think these are really good. You get the announcer, the play-by-play guy, going over there interviewing the champion and the wrestlers and this and that, and I like this. I thought this was a home run, a slam dunk. This was good. The DIY are backstage, and they run into Pretty Deadly. They're talking, and Johnny told Pretty Deadly they won't be able to help them later tonight because Gargano has a match with Cruz he needs to get ready for. Ciampa told Pretty Deadly to handle your business. Gargano told them that they believe in them. And this all came after Pretty Deadly tried to see what might happen after tonight. Basically like, hey, if we can win, can we get a title shot? DIY then just walked away. Pretty Deadly goes to walk away, and then they go face-to-face with Legado del Fantasma. Santos just kind of looks at them, pulls the glasses down, and then they all just go their separate ways. Weird, but it's basically telling us probably going to get a Pretty Deadly Garza's match. No words were said. And we go to our first match of the night. Motor City Machine Guns against Pretty Deadly. It's a fine 10-minute tag match. It's an okay match for television. Motor City Machine Guns, good as always. Pretty Deadly held their own. Wouldn't call this match great or anything, but hey. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Also, James, never had it, so I don't know if it's any good. But I didn't even notice there was a logo in the middle of the ring till the main event. I did not, and I swear to God, I didn't notice there was a logo in the middle of the ring till the main event. So what does that tell you? Everyone bitching and moaning, oh, it's going to be distracting. Oh, all these logos. I barely noticed them on Raw, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 8. And I barely noticed them on Raw. Because I'm not staring down at the mat going, what's that say? Oh, no, I'm looking like this, straight up at the wrestlers doing their thing, fighting on the outside, fighting on the inside, fighting up on the ropes. So it's like, it don't bother me. Just like with UFC. You get those big ass logos, and those are colorful logos that stand out. And I notice them, but I'm not distracted by them. It's not taking away my enjoyment of the product. So it's like, go for it. Because when we get that Prime logo in the middle of the ring on PLEs, I never notice it. I always forget until eventually someone's got like a rest hold, sleeper or whatever in the middle of the ring. And I'm like, oh, they're on that Prime logo. I forgot that Prime logo was even there. So the logos don't bother me on the mat at all. So Prince and Sabin started off the tag match. And Sabin got the best of it briefly, though, till Prince turned it around. Shelley tagged in, and Wilson soon followed. Sabin quickly tagged back in, and Motor City Machine Guns landed a double team move. But it wasn't long before Pretty Deadly got aggressive and ran Sabin into the ring post on the outside. I loved Wade Barrett here, because when Pretty Deadly got aggressive, Wade Barrett's like, whoa, where did this version of Pretty Deadly come from, and where has it been? This is the version of Pretty Deadly we've been needing to see for a long time. Guys taking things serious, getting aggressive, and showing us that they mean business. Not just guys out there just having fun doing whatever being goofs. So I like this. They played it up like Pretty Deadly is trying to be more serious and aggressive and win, I guess you would say. So Shelly followed the heels on the outside and roughed them up. Pretty Deadly then posed because they ended up getting the better of it as we go into a picture-in-picture break. But I didn't see no break because, well, no, never mind. I did see the break because I was watching on Netflix. A couple times during the breaks I didn't pay attention, but yeah. So the show returned and Wilson was beating down Sabin inside the ring. Prince tagged in and kept the pummeling going. Wilson tagged in, but Sabin fought back and hit a running enziguri on Wilson to get the heat. And then, well, eventually Sabin got the better of it and tagged in Shelly. Prince tagged in, but Shelly took care of both of them, complete with a DDT on Prince for a 2. Pretty Deadly then went on the outside, and Sabin tagged in to land a suicide dive on Pretty Deadly. Back inside the ring, MCMG set up for a skull and bones, but Pretty Deadly worked out of it to take control on both Sabin and Shelly. Prince landed a bulldog on top of Shelly, and then got a near fall off of it with Wilson as the legal man. Motor City Machine Guns, though, hit their signature double team move before ultimately hitting the skull and bones and picking up the victory. So this did lead to Motor City Machine Guns picking up the win, and as we fast forward a little bit, we learn later on in the night, this win has propelled Motor City Machine Guns into a tag title match, at Royal Rumble. 2 out of 3 falls. Oh my God. DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns in a 2 out of 3 falls match. It's going to be awesome. That's going to be fantastic. I can't wait. Like, the only way this match could have been better is if you go, this seems like a really, really old school TNA style matchup. Give me Ultimate X. Like, that would be fantastic. These two teams in an Ultimate X match, if they were ever to do that in WWE somehow. Ho, ho, ho. Sabin and Shelly, Gargano and Ciampa in an Ultimate X match. Whew. Ah. As they move forward, The Miz was shown backstage talking to Nick Aldis. He's like, hey, Joe Tessitore did a great interview out there, but he's not me, and that ain't no Miz TV. How about maybe I go out there and interview KO? A little Miz TV action. And Aldis is like, that's not a bad idea, since you're going to be here on SmackDown every week anyways. And Miz is like, excuse me, what? He goes, Miz, you've been moved to SmackDown in the transfer window. Miz is like, wait, but so have the Wyatts. What? I literally got them moved to SmackDown, so I didn't have to see them anymore, and now I'm moved to SmackDown? Are you kidding me? And Miz flips his lid. And Aldis told him, well, you'll need to go make some new friends and make them fast then. So I assume Karrion Kross's group stays on Raw since they didn't mention anything. We get a video package. Tail of the tape, Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu tomorrow night. The big men are going to clash. Then we had a very interesting Kevin Owens segment, which ended up being Kevin Owens and Jimmy Uso by the end of it. The commentary's just talking or whatever, and Kevin Owens appears. And he comes out of nowhere, and he throws his title down on the top of the announce table, and he starts berating Joe Tessitore for interviewing Cody, not interviewing him. Owens asked why everyone wants to be Cody's friend, because all Cody does is betray his friends, and I know this firsthand. Owens said, I will prove at the Royal Rumble why I myself are the true rightful WWE champion. He then looks down at Matthew McConaughey and goes, oh yeah, McConaughey, I'm going to beat Cody at the Rumble like Ohio State beat your Longhorns. McConaughey got mad, and so did every other person in Austin, Texas at that building. He didn't just take a shot at McConaughey. He took a shot at the city of Austin and all Longhorns fans. This then prompted... Excuse me. This then prompted Jimmy Uso to come out, old Big Jim, as they call him now. He stepped into the ring and asked Owens, and Owens asked Jimmy, what are you doing here? Jimmy said it was because Owens, quote, talks too damn much. And then he attacks Owens. Jimmy went to the top rope, but Owens rolled out of the ring with the Weak Eagle belt. Jimmy then got on the mic and asked Owens, where are you going? Well, we have a match later on tonight. And it appears we got an impromptu main event. Commentary's like, oh, Nick Aldis, make it happen. Which he did. Carmelo Hayes is backstage with Nick Aldis, and he's talking to him about opportunities and this and that and whatnot. And he's like, hey, we got someone new coming over to SmackDown in the transfer window. You want opportunities? Maybe you can face this person. What do you say? He goes, whoa, 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 whoa. I remember what happened last time. You may fight Braun Strowman. I don't know who it is. Can you at least give me that? And Nick is like, well, he's due to be here in just a few minutes. But you wait around and meet him yourself. And I'm like, oh, or this new guy is from Raw. Just gets to show up late. Call times don't mean nothing. You don't got to be at the building at 1 p.m., bud. So he says he'll wait. And we go to the ring for a tag match. It's B-Fab and Michin against Chelsea Green, the Women's United States Champion, and her, I guess you could say, Secret Security Service member, Piper Niven. It was just all right. Nothing special at all. All it basically is doing is to build to another and potentially, as they said, final Michin, Chelsea Green, United States title match. So there's really not much to this match. Michin and Niven began the match. Michin kicked Niven and Green tagged in. Michin dragged Green into the ring and went for a neat defeat, but Green countered. The sequence then ended up with Green sitting in the corner, Michin doing the, what do they call it, the long back attack. She twerks and then goes for the cannonball, but she missed the cannonball because Chelsea moved out of the way. Green took over, and Green suplexed Michin and got a one off of it. Niven tagged in and went for an elbow drop, but Michin moved. B-Fab then received the hot tag, and so did Green. B-Fab worked over Green for a minute, complete with a DDT and a cover that was, well, broken up by Niven that hurt both women because freaking, so B-Fab's doing the cover on Chelsea. Niven runs in and does like a jumping elbow. So her body weight comes down on B-Fab, but then basically goes through B-Fab as well and to Chelsea. So Chelsea also takes the brunt of it. So it's like, oh, ow. Chelsea gets a little upset. It's like, why'd you hit me? And she's like, I didn't do it on purpose. Broke up the pin. Anyways, a little beef here between Chelsea and Piper. Led to Michin tagging in, hitting the Eat Defeat, and pinning the Women's United States Champion, Chelsea Green. So this, later on, we learn, leads to Michin's getting another title shot. She said, Nick, all this said I can have my last chance to beat you for that belt next week. So Carmelo is still in Nick Aldis's office, and he's pacing, going back and forth. Who's this guy? So who's your guy? And all of a sudden, Nick Aldis goes, hey, there you are, former World Heavyweight Champion, and it's Damian Priest. Yes, Damian Priest has been moved to SmackDown. He welcomes, Nick Aldis that is, welcomes Priest to SmackDown and says, you know what? You want to have a match tonight? Because Carmelo said he'll face you one-on-one. And Carmelo goes, excuse me, what? And Priest's like, I'm here to work, so let's do it. I'm full-time on the SmackDown roster now, so let's go. And Carmelo's basically just like, you got me again. Okay. And yeah, there we go. So then we get another Charlotte Flair vignette video about when she's returning. And we learn when she's returning. She states that she will be returning in the Women's Royal Rumble match. So Charlotte will not be on the show tonight, of course. She's not going to be on the show next week. Some thought maybe she could show up at Saturday night's main event tomorrow. Nope. We are not getting Charlotte back until next week at the Rumble. Charlotte will return in the Women's Royal Rumble match, and then we'll see where that leads to. There have been talks and discussions and rumors and scuttlebutt that they kind of might want to do her and Tiffany at WrestleMania. Does that mean Charlotte's going to win the Rumble, return in the Rumble, and win the Rumble? I don't know. Because I think if a SmackDown person wins the Rumble, it's Charlotte. As far as the Raw side goes, I don't know. I don't know who would win over there. Maybe Nia, but they're doing Nia and Rhea tomorrow, so they're not going to do that again in Mania. Then there's the rumor today that came out that we're thinking of Rhea and Bianca. So I think the two likely favorites for the Rumble, Bianca or Charlotte. Speaking of champions and Nia and Rhea and all that, Tiffany Stratton came out to the ring. Stratton said, once again, I'm the center of attention. She said, I'm not worried about who wins the Royal Rumble because I know that I'm going to beat them. And everyone will operate on Tiffy time. I know that whoever comes out victorious will want to face me because I'm the best champion there is. And then out came the women's world champion, Rhea Ripley. Crowd's chanting for mommy, and Rhea goes, hey, Tiffy, don't forget, there's two women's champions. Ripley said that she respects Tiffany for what she did to Nia, but it won't compare what she'll do to Nia tomorrow night. And on cue, out came Nia Jax with Candice LeRae. Jax said that she didn't understand why she was, quote, catching strays. And that's a young person phrase if you don't know. Jax then said that I am declaring for the Royal Rumble. And I go, girl, you declared like 2 weeks ago. You were the first woman to declare. Crowd booed, though. Jax looked at a kid in the entranceway and goes, no, your mom sucks, kid. And I only assume the kid yelled, you suck at Nia. I don't know, but I laughed so hard at that. Because she literally stopped what she was doing, turned around and goes, no, your mom sucks, kid. And then just goes back right on her way. Jax said that she will beat Rhea Ripley tomorrow. And when doing so, why would she need to be in the Rumble? Because she can. Jackson stepped into the ring, and out came Bianca Belair and Naomi. Naomi asked Belair, she could believe it. Naomi said, I'm entering the Rumble. Belair goes, me too, samesies. Belair and Naomi went back and forth about who's going to win the Rumble, and then out came Liv Morgan with Raquel Rodriguez. While standing in the entranceway, Liv also noted that she's going to enter the Rumble. She noted how Ripley lost her man to a, quote, real woman. Liv called Tiffy a Liv Morgan wannabe. Liv shouted that she doesn't care about anybody because the headlines will be all about her. That's because she is going to win the Royal Rumble. Now, no word on if Raquel's in this Rumble. Raquel didn't say if she was in the Rumble or not. She didn't say anything. Liv also, quote, declared her victory for the Rumble. Liv said Raquel will ensure that I win the Rumble. And then Ripley headbutted the shit out of her. All the women then started to brawl, so Nick Aldis came out and said, hey, tag team match. Basically, get along special. Bunch of people can't get along. Tag team match, player. We did get a 6-woman tag match. It was Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, and Candice LeRae against Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Rhea Ripley. No Tiffany in this match, though, which I'm like, whoa, why'd they keep Tiffany out of the match? So where was I? Ripley started off the match with Candice and suplexed her. Naomi and Belair got involved, and Naomi was thrown into Jax. Morgan then tagged in, and Naomi took her down before tagging in Belair and hitting a double arm drag. Belair then started pounding on Morgan, but LeRae interfered, and Morgan then started pulling on Belair's braid. Jax tagged in and clotheslined Belair. Jax then ragdolled Bianca. Jax set her for a finisher, and Bianca pushed her off the top rope to the outside. We go to commercial break. When the show returned, Morgan had the upper hand on Naomi. Jax tagged in and a splash on Naomi. Jax followed that up with a stink face. LeRae tagged in and rolled up Naomi only for a 2, though. Jax attacked Ripley on the outside of the ring. Morgan did the same to Belair. All of this, though, allowed the heels to triple team Naomi in the ring, but Naomi eventually did fight back, and landed X Factor on Candice. Ripley then hopped back into the ring off the apron and received a tag. Morgan tagged in as well, and Ripley went to work on Liv. Belair tagged in and went for a moonsault on Morgan, but Morgan got her knees up. Belair landed a weird-looking spear tackle thing. I don't even know what you would call it. Got more tackle than spear. Things then broke down, and Ripley set her for a riptide on Jax. Morgan broke it all up, though. So, well, Ripley hit Morgan with a riptide on to Nia. She couldn't hit Nia with one, so she threw Liv on Nia. All said and done, Belair hit a KOD on Candice. Morgan rolled up Belair immediately after the match and picked up the victory. And I'm like, whoa, where the hell did Liv come from? She just took a damn riptide and all of a sudden she good. Roll up 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. Go. Heels win the match. Nothing special at all. Nothing special in this 12.5-minute match. This is then when we get the news that Michin will be challenging for the title. And she said, hey, the one thing that's different now than the other times I've challenged you, I now got backup. And she points at BFAB. So we had Johnny Gargano versus Apollo Crews. Shock victory here. Did not expect Apollo Crews to win this 4-minute match at all. I mean, but the way it all played out, sure. But like going into it, I'm like, oh, Johnny going to get a win. The Cruz had some offense early on, and they played up how he's a former United States champion, and they tried to make him seem like a viable challenger and opponent and this and that. And he ran into a super kick from Gargano and got a 2. Gargano stomped the mud hole in Cruz after that, and Ciampa and Gargano patted themselves on the back, and Gargano ran into a kick from Cruz. From there, Cruz pressed Gargano and landed a standing moonsault for a 2. Cruz leapt at Gargano, but Gargano moved and followed it up with the backcracker for a 2. Back on their feet, they traded some shots and blows and kicks and whatnots. The sequence then ended with Gargano throwing Cruz to the outside, where Ciampa hit a running knee on Cruz. This is when Motor City Machine Guns would walk down the aisle and distract Gargano. From there, Cruz just rolled him up. Bing, bing, bing. Pinned him 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, oh, another out of nowhere roll-up finish. Come on. And you wonder why I'm saying this show is lagging. The show feels long. Because certain things don't really feel that important. They feel like filler. Jacob Fatu playing both Godzilla and Kong as he cut his promo on Braun Strowman while walking to the ring. Fatu told LA Knight that Tonga is coming for him. Fatu then accompanied Tonga through the entranceway to the ring for his match with LA Knight. And I never noticed this before, but they say, hailing from the island of Tonga, Tonga. Okay. We show some guys in the front row. Shane Gill's comedian Fluffy was there. Fluffy's been just following WWE. He was at the Raw in LA. Now he was in Smackdown in Austin. I don't know. Where does he live in Austin? Where's he? I don't even know. Gabriel Iglesias. You know, anytime he can go to a WWE show, this guy's going to go, though. Is he like on tour and got a tour stop in Austin? Not that I can see. Nope. He ain't got nothing till the end of the month. So I don't even know. Interesting. Maybe he lives in Austin? Where's he from? Let's see. From San Diego. That's what I thought. I thought he was from Southern California. Because a lot of his jokes are about, you know, being in California. Anyways, cool though. Cool to see him there. Big supporter of WWE. He also works with WWE on the, I want to say it's the Rivals show. He took the Freddie Prinze Jr. spot as the host. No Fonzie, he's from San Diego, which is more south than Long Beach. San Diego's like at the border. Long Beach is basically LA. And there's a good 4 hours between them. LA Knight came down with the microphone and said, "Let me talk to you." Knight talked about how he got his ass kicked last week, but it was worth it, as long as he gets a shot at Tonga tonight. Knight then mouthed off to Jacob Fatu and did the catchphrase to the crowd and all that, and then the match starts. The match goes about 12 minutes. Knight had the early control. The action spilled to the outside, where Tonga threw Knight into the crowd barrier. Tonga then walked to the crowd barrier and clotheslined Knight off of it. The two then got back into the ring, and Knight hit a springboard shoulder block for a 2. Knight landed a back body drop and clotheslined Tonga over the top to the outside. Knight followed this up, going after him, and Tonga rammed Knight into the corner of the ring steps. The show then went to a break. As we returned from the break, Knight hit a neck breaker inside the ring for a 2. Tonga came back with the dragon screw leg whip. Tonga then went for working on the leg. Tonga went for a vertical suplex, and Knight actually countered out of it into a neck breaker. Tonga then cut off a comeback from LA Knight and got a knee right to the gut. Knight worked his way back and cut Tonga off as Tonga went to climb the ropes. Before long, though, Knight hit Tonga off the apron onto the commentary table. Knight then rolled Tonga back into the ring and lifted him up, but Tonga countered that into a DDT to pick up to finish off the match. We thought it was a pretty stiff DDT. He only gets 2 out of it, though. It really stinks that Tonga don't got his real finisher anymore. The stun gun, which is basically an RKO. Tonga placed Knight on the top rope, and the two traded blows. Knight threw Tonga off the top and executed a step-up elbow drop. Fatu then climbed up on the apron, and that allowed Tonga to get the roll-up. In the end, though, Knight hit the BFT on Tonga and picked up the win. And like he grabs that roll up and I go, no, not 3 matches in a. Thank God. I was just praying we didn't get a roll up finish 3 matches in a row. Yet, as soon as Knight wins and pins Tama Tonga, he's immediately dropped by Fatu on the commentary table. Braun Strowman's music then plays, and Strowman stomps down to the ring like he's gonna beat some ass. Fatu and Strowman then stared at each other. Fatu tried to go after Strowman, but Tama Tonga stopped him. Basically told him to wait. Well, still, Fatu punched Tonga away and stepped into the ring with Strowman. Fatu and Strowman circled each other. Strowman tore off his shirt, and the crowd popped. Tonga hopped up on the apron. Strowman clotheslined Fatu over the top. Tonga then stopped Fatu from getting back in the ring, and the segment ended. Basically, what they told us here was Strowman's going to look big, bad, and tough and above tonight because he getting beat tomorrow at Saturday night's main event. There's no way Jacob Fatu is not winning this match. Going over and beating the monster. Miz is shown backstage, talking to Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, basically telling him, hey, Miz TV's better than the Waller effect. He also talks about maybe doing the Marine 7. You guys can maybe be in it. And then Aldous walks up and goes, oh, you guys getting along very well? Well, it's going to be pretty short-lived because you two, Waller and Theory, you need to go pack your bags. You're going to Raw for good. And Miz gets all confused. He's like, you want me to make friends? And now you're going to make them leave? We got a Nakamura vignette. Basically, what this was telling us is the United States champion is in the Rumble. Damian Priest then took on Carmelo Hayes in an 11-minute match. Not a bad match, but I wouldn't call it great or anything. I thought Melo did look good, so that is a positive. Melo had the upper hand early on until he ran into an elbow from Priest. Priest walked the top rope while Undertaker, who was there backstage, which is weird, they showed his wife in the crowd with his daughter. They didn't show Taker. Yet, photo circling Taker and McConaughey with that Longhorns belt backstage in Gorilla. Anywho. The action spilled to the outside, and Priest tried to run Melo into the ring post, but Melo countered and kicked Priest repeatedly. Melo then posed on the second rope as the show went to a break. The show then returned, and Melo continued to work over Priest. Melo landed a dive on Priest to the outside. Back in the ring, Melo hit across body from the top and got a 2 off of it. Melo went to work on Priest's arm, and Melo chopped Priest. Priest fired up, though. Priest followed this up with a broken arrow and a front face slam for a 2. They fight to the outside, and they kind of go at each other for a little bit and eventually get back into the ring. Melo went for a springboard move, and Priest caught him. Melo then came back with the first 48 and got a very close near fall off of it. Melo went to the top yet again, but Priest moved when he came down for the nothing but net. Priest clotheslined the hell out of Melo and set it for his finisher, South of Heaven, pins him 1, 2, 3. Of course, Damian Priest picks up the victory. So this is where we go backstage. Motor City Machine Guns are there. DIY are there, and they're arguing right around where Nick Aldis is standing, right? And so Aldis is like, hey, Royal Rumble. Tag titles are on the line. Is DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns, and it'll be 2 out of 3 falls. We also learned that next week on SmackDown, DIY will team with Pretty Deadly to face off against Motor City Machine Guns and Los Garza. So Legado del Fantasma are baby faces? Or is it just the foe of my foe is my friend for the week? I don't think Legado are baby faces, but whatever. Also, Liv Morgan will go one-on-one with Naomi next week, and it's like, Liv moving to SmackDown? Didn't say that. I don't know. Liv on SmackDown again next week. But Jimmy Uso will face Carmelo Hayes, and Michi will challenge Chelsea Green for the Women's United States Championship. This is when they showed Michelle McCool with her daughter in the crowd. They also showed Mark Henry and his daughter as well. Priest was in the show walking backstage, and he runs into Cody. Shook hands and kind of like just greeted each other. A cool friend moment. But as Cody goes to walk off, Priest goes, see you soon, champ. And I'm like, oh, Damian Priest wants to go after Cody. What are we doing? Very, very interesting. Teasing Priest and Rhodes for the belt. It's not just see you soon, but he says see you soon, champ. Now, Priest hasn't declared for the Rumble, so I don't know if he's trying to just tease, I'm going to win the Rumble and challenge you at Mania, but I don't know. We get more Miz, though. Miz all over this damn show. Basically like, oh, we got 2 minutes to fill. Miz, do this. Mike, go do that. Mizanin. The Miz is seen talking to Andrade backstage. Again, he's trying to make friends, so he's sucking up to him. Andrade walked away, and Jimmy Uso came into picture. Jimmy walked past Mello, and Jimmy taunted Mello on his way to the ring. Mello followed him, and as Jimmy was going out for his match with KO, well, he was attacked in the aisle by Carmelo Hayes. Officials ran out to break everything off. Jimmy just smiled, and Mello was escorted to the back. Jimmy got down to the ring and was like, I'm all good. I'm all good. Let's go. We did get a 14-minute match-ish. Kevin Owens versus Jimmy Uso in our main event. Match started on the outside, and Jimmy punched Owens a bit. Back in the ring, Owens took control with the Swanton. Owens then ran into a second rope turnbuckle post. And then Owens threw Uso into another corner and pummeled him. Uso then turned the tables, though, and the action spilled to the outside, where Uso slammed Owens on the commentary table. Things briefly made its way back into the ring, but it went right back to the outside, and Owens did a frog splash from the apron onto Jimmy as we go into our final break of the night. Back for the commercial break, Owens was working over Uso's arm in the ring. Jimmy tried to work his way out of it, but Kevin countered into a side slam, which was good enough for a 2 count. Owens went back to Jimmy's arm, and then Owens went to the top, and Jimmy cut him off for a superplex. But as that was the case, Owens fought back and fought Jimmy off. Owens then went for a swanton, but Jimmy got the knees up and then followed this up with a hip attack. Both wrestlers were down in kind of like a reset spot. With everyone at their feet eventually, Jimmy took control with a Samoan drop and got a 2 off of it. Owens ran the ropes, which led to Owens running into a super kick, which Jimmy got a 2 from. Owens then popped up and landed a blue thunder bomb, a la Sami Zayn, for a 2. Owens then jawed at Jimmy, then went for a stunner, but Jimmy countered it with the super kick. Well, you guessed it, for a 2. Jimmy then went to the top, but missed an Uso splash, and Owens landed a super kick as a follow-up. Jimmy came right back, though, with one of his own, which resulted in a great near fall. As it come towards the close of the match, Jimmy ran at Owens, and Owens kicked Uso. Uso came back with a spear. Jimmy went to the top, but Uso cut him off and pulled him down. Owens then ran Uso into the ring post and did the pop-up powerbomb to pick up the victory. So Kevin Owens does defeat Big Jimmy Uso. After the match, Owens went to pile drive Jimmy on the commentary table. Lo and behold, playing the music of Cody Rhodes, and now comes Cody Rhodes. Cody comes out to make the save. Cody and Owens then brawled it out in the ring, and the credits rolled, amidst them still fighting, and the show going off the air. A strong finish as far as the end of the night does go. We got the biggest thing they've got going right now. Cody and Kevin, they're brawling, they're fighting, they're doing their thing. They can't keep away from each other. But most of the rest of the show was just there. It was just there. Not a lot of anything really going on. But with that, that's what I thought of tonight's SmackDown. Now I want to hear what you guys thought as we get this poll going on Twitch. What did you think of SmackDown? Mr. Sparkle, I wouldn't say it was boring because I never found it like completely boring, but there are times where I was just like, yeah, this is a 2-hour show stretched for 3. I liked it. All right. I didn't like it. All right, so we got the Twitch poll going. Let's check the other polls really fast. Bing, bang, bada, boom. How you doing? As far as the Threads poll does go, 83% liked the show. 17% didn't like the show. Interesting. As far as the Twitter X poll does go, 50% liked the show. 30% thought it was just all right. And 20% didn't like it. Look at the YouTube community poll. 75% liked the show. 16% thought it was just all right. And 9% didn't like it. As far as the live poll does go, 75% liked the show, 16% thought it was just all right, and 8% didn't like it. And finally, everybody that voted on Twitch liked the show. With that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up for here. I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Programming notes. Tomorrow night, we will be live following Saturday night's main event, wrapping up, talking about that whole show and everything. And then Sunday, for members and Patreon subscribers, we will be doing a special watch-along of the 1992 Royal Rumble event. Now, so you guys know, if you're a channel member, keep an eye. It's going to start roughly around 7 Central, 8 Eastern. But keep an eye on the community tab, because that's where you guys will be getting the link. Because I'm doing it members and Patreon, I can't just set it up as a members-only stream, because then the Patreon people can't watch it. We got to do it a special way where you guys will get the link. The link will be in the community tab for members only. And then it'll also be posted over on Patreon as well, so they can watch there also. So with that, guys, have a great rest of your night. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.